We'll turn the time over to Scott Sowards for how a superb troop is run. It's not exactly right, is
Scout meetings that demonstrate a high level of success.
it? Yeah.
I'm going to vary off.
Well, I knew you would.
That's why you called.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, scout meetings that demonstrate a high level of success, but I'm going to back up a little bit so that that can happen. How many of you sent boys to Timberline this year? Okay, we had 4 go. I've only got 3 in the troop now. But if you can send a boy or 2 to Timberline, it makes everything a lot better in your troop because they know the patrol method and they know what they need to do. So that's important, that's one thing. And we heard Jesse talk about plan. If you fail to plan to fail. The boys don't know what you're doing, how could they do it? And so you've got to have a calendar. I think you should do that at the first of the year, get your calendar and kind of outline your meetings and things and your camps, your super activity and everything. We do that with our parents. So once you do that with the parents, it kind of commits you. Because that leads into my next thing about this. And that is cancelitis. A lot of times we'll say we're going to do something and when it comes right down to it, we don't. Sometimes you can't help it. Just this week, we were going to pick up 2 miles of highway between Red Fleet and Staniker, and I went and got the bags and the vests, and you know what happened Tuesday night? It rained us out, so we ended up going to the church, and actually it was a joint activity, but the deacons were in charge. So we took the Strength of Youth pamphlet and grabbed a box of stuff from deer horns to basketball to, you know, books, and we had 3 skits that were to be put on. It was impromptu in the gym. We were going to do s'mores up there, and we ended up doing s'mores out at our pavilion. But you got to have a backup plan too, because not always can you do what you plan to do. And that's kind of keeping that rabbit in the hat in the green box, sort of. Okay? Other thing we're faced with right now, and I don't know how many of you are faced with this, I have 3 people, 3 boys in our, so we don't even have a full presidency and you know, on the 12-year-olds. We have 2 counselors and a president, which is your patrol leader, and then he's got 2. So we're really small, and I know Ron Bastion's ward with their new scouts, they threw in with 2 other wards because their wards are so small. And that might be something we have to look at in some of the wards. Now, I don't know if we all face that, we probably don't, but some of our wards are pretty lean and it's real hard to do a big full program with just a smaller group of boys that, you know. So there's one of the things I wondered about was,
You know, when Tom and I were kids, our whole scouting career, from scouts to explorers, 1st and 5th Ward were combined. And for as long as I know, before and after we were in. I mean, that's just the way it was.
so then that's what happened with Major First. They threw in with 2 others to get enough to have new scouts.
Yeah.
So we might look at that to help us have a full complement and a bigger group to have better activities.
Get with your commissioner if you see an issue there.
There you go.
Definitely.
So remember your commissioner. You know,
Oh, I got it.
you know, there's many parts to a good activity: the pre-opening, the opening ceremony, skill instruction, patrol meetings where you break out patrols if you have them, inter-patrol activity, which is something fun for the whole troop. Then you need a closing. One of the things that we did today, which was good, is I think we always need to include the flag ceremony or you know, do the oath and the law. We have a candidate for Eagle right now. He did his project. He cannot recite the scout law and the scout oath. And in our ward, we kind of let him slide. But I told him, when you get to your Eagle board of review, it's not happening. They're not going to let you get your Eagle if you can't do that. So we need to do that at every meeting we can. So put that in there too. I had another thought and I forgot what it was.
Also the outdoor code.
And yes.
Just from,
We ask all of our candidates.
Sure.
yeah. They either have to recite it or explain it.
So it's good to do those things in your troop all the time so they can get that down, and you're not embarrassed when they get somewhere they can't do it and they have to. So that's just another thing that's important. Another thing, we're trying to go out right now and try to, since we are so small, we're trying to bring in some non-members by recruiting a little bit. And generally, the church troops haven't had to do that, and we're seeing that that's not the case anymore. And there's also, you know, the connotation about scouting and everything, and some of the upper age groups being phased out and everything. So kind of hard to keep a lot of people going. This is kind of a side note. Been to the DI lately. Just about every time I go in there, there's 2 or 3 scout shirts in there now, and I go 2 or 3 times a week. So people are jettisoning their uniforms and thinking everything's done. It's a done deal. Another way, right now we're struggling kind of gathering Friends of Scouting funds. It's tough too. So we're in a different time right now, kind of a transition. So it's important that we do all we can to have a successful troop, and I'm probably about out of time. There was a story that we were supposed to read about a boy that comes to troop meeting for the first time, and basically he just kind of got to watch the perfect troop do perfect things throughout the night and have good activities and training and doing the oath and the law. And anyway, the boy's mother was waiting for him at the parking lot, and he asked how the meeting went. He remarked, "A lot went on, the time went by quickly, and there was a lot of fun." So we need to have, you know, fun is kind of, you need to have that or you're going to struggle with your boys, because they're not there to get chewed out or told what they're not doing right or whatever. You've got to have fun ways to teach them. We had an Eagle Scout Court of Honor Sunday night, and I was going to go through everything it took that young man to earn that eagle and grind it out. And I thought, you know, that's not what this is about. It's about all the things that he learned along the way and the man he became. And that's what I turned my talk to, was that he did learn the oath and the law and the outdoor code and the slogan and the motto, and it will change his life forever because of it. And that's one of the things we need to do, is make sure that we don't get lost and caught up in some of the, you know, the getting too tough on them to make sure that things happen. They need to have fun, but they need to learn. And they will learn if you make it fun and you have a plan, don't cancel, stick to it. And, you know, if you do have to change, I never use the word cancel. We're not canceling the highway cleanup. We postponed it. We never cancel anything. Okay? The kids get in their head that, well, it doesn't matter if I come next week anyway, they're not going to do it, so don't do it. Have something there every time. That's the big challenge today, is just have something there for them, and they should lead when they can. And sometimes you wonder if you need to step in, and you might here and there and kind of guide them a little bit. But that's our challenge, is to run a good meeting and to make sure everybody's involved and have a good time and they learn and have fun. And I leave these things with in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Scott. Let's give Scott 3 cheers. Stand up. Don't go to sleep. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Got me all choked up. You did so good.